Hola muchachos y muchachas, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenas. Lo siento para mi cabello muy loco, sorry for my cabello muy loco. Es a las 8 de la mañana, son las 8 de la mañana, 8 y hoy es sábado. Sábado, do you remember? ¿Recuerden sábado? No importa. Hoy vamos a hablar de estar y preposiciones. We are going to talk about estar and prepositions. Preposiciones. Preposiciones. That's a lot of sílabas. Muchas sílabas. 5 sílabas. All right, first thing we need to do is hablar de estar. ¿Qué significa estar? All right. What does significa? What does it mean? Estar. So what does estar mean? You guys have seen estar before. You've seen it when you say estoy bien. All right? And when we say estoy bien, we're saying I am well. I am well. So I am. All right? So you're thinking am. So estar is going to be to be. I am, you are, he, she is. Estoy bien, él está bien, ella está bien. Estamos bien. We're all good, right? Todos están bien? Oh, pausa. When you are watching a video and you're learning new things, you always have un lápiz or un marcador o bolígrafo or un bolígrafo and un cuaderno, and you are taking notes, okay? Escriben, okay? All right, continuemos. If you haven't done that yet, get it out. Pause the video, get your notes out, all right? Back to la lección. All right. Cuando, when usamos, usar, use, estar. Cuando usamos estar, when do we use estar? Do you know when we might use estar? If you look up here, it says impermanent things. That's a little vague. Let's look at this. Feelings. All right. Feelings is one time when we'll use estar. All right. Now, I'm not going to get into the difference between ser and estar right now. They both mean to be, but we're going to talk about estar, and estar is used for feelings. Usually we do it for feelings. Okay, so you have estoy cansado or estoy cansada, or you have estoy regular. All right. Again, I put impermanent things because feelings, they don't last forever. No feeling is final. Okay, no feeling is final. It's not going to last forever. Never forget that. Okay. These things, we use estar when it's something that's going to change. We also use estar for other things, which we'll get into in a little bit. First, I want to go over the conjugación, the conjugation de estar. So look up here, we have the yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes, forms aquí. So we're practicing escuchando right now because we need to practicar escuchar más, okay? So we have, primero, we have estoy. Repite, estoy. Good. Don't forget, practice hablando, even to your video. You might look silly, but hey, better to look silly at home watching a video than in front of the whole class when you don't know how to say estoy. All right? Repite, estoy. And then I'll say it and you say it. Estás. Está. Estamos. Estáis. Están. All right? So you have the yo, tú, él, ella, usted forms, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Don't forget these forms and how they're lined up like this. Now, I want you to ojo, that means notice. Ojo, notice. It's interesting because it also means eye in Spanish. All right? So, ojo, right here, we have el acento sobre la A. We have an accent over the A on this one, on this one, on this one, and on this one, but not on estos dos. Not on these two, okay? Notice you have 4 accent marks, so you have it on estás, está, estáis, and están. The reason behind that, I don't need to go into, has to do with the stress of each word. All right, here is our first práctica. If you want to hear me read through this, which I highly recommend, click on this little link here, and it will give you an audio. I'll probably look pretty similar to this, and I'll be reading through this, and it's going to help you because you need to fill in the correct form of the conjugation of estar. I recommend listening to it and trying to understand this as best as you possibly can. Don't move on until you understand it. Talk with somebody around you if you don't understand it. What are they talking about? What is this? Is this a conversation between 2 people? Is it a bunch of random sentences? What are they talking about? You know some words in here, okay? You know a lot of these words. I tried to write this so that you would have almost all of the words you needed to understand. If you don't know some of these words, well, would you look at that? You have your cuaderno and your bolígrafo right there ready to go. So you're writing down those words after you've looked them up. That's what I would do. Porque es inteligente tomar puntos. Take notes. See, look, I got to look up a word already. Okay, let's look here. When else? Cuando usamos estar, we already answered this one. Cuando is when, usamos is use, estar is the verb we're talking about. When do we use estar? So here's the second thing we're going to use. Second time we're going to use estar, and it is with a preposition. All right? The way I remember preposition, it literally means position, like where something is. So, and pre means before. I don't know if that makes much sense. Before position. Where are you located? So a preposition is starts a prepositional phrase. Let's not get into this too deep, but there are used in this case to say where something is, and it is compared, or how it's compared to something else. So you have these prepositional phrases in English, and one of them is right underneath here. Example. This is a question. ¿Dónde está Don? Where is Don? Don is underneath the table. So when I have estar and a preposition, because that's how these work together, we're going to have estar, and then we're going to add on a preposition. These are a new way to use estar, and we're learning prepositions right now, okay? So you need to find out, what does estar mean? Is estar, if we had 2 options, is estar more like is, or is it more like underneath? Do you think estar would be more like is or underneath? Estar is a lot more like is. So in this case, Don, and then we're going to put a form of estar in there, all right? And then we have underneath, and underneath is more like estar, or is it more like a preposition? Remember, prepositions are to say where someone or something is located compared to something else. Basically trying to help us find out where something is. That is our preposition here, underneath. And where is Don? Don, little Don over here is underneath the table. That's not a table, that's a chair. I should probably change that. That's a silla, not a table. I guess a table is a chair nowadays. All right, preposiciones, the prepositions we are going to learn. Right now, I would take out my handy-dandy notebook. This isn't Blue's Clues, but if it were, you'd have a little handy-dandy notebook, and you'd be taking notes right now. All right, so I'm going to read these, and I want you to repetirlos. I want you to repeat them, okay? So these are the preposiciones. Al lado de. Al lado de. This doesn't sound like a hard D. It's lado. More like a TH sound. Cerca de. Debajo de. Remember, J's sound like H's. Delante de. Detrás de. Encima de. And lejos de. Now pay attention to their meanings as well, okay? you're going to be coming back to this slide to help you answer some questions for the farther down slides, okay? Continuemos. Let's keep going. If you need to pause here, go ahead and pausa el video, and then you can take notes, okay? So what you're going to be doing, this is práctica con las preposiciones. Práctica, what is práctica, práctica, práctica? Practice. All right, so you're going to be writing some sentences describing where people or things are related to each other. So the chair is on the desk. Right now I have a bunch of chairs stacked on top of my desks like that, okay? The chair is on the desk. We're going to be doing that in Spanish, though. You will put two photos in relation to each other. All right, so you can either if you have a photo with something on something or around something or under something or behind something or in front of something, you could use that photo. Otherwise, I like to take two little photos and put them in relation to each other however you need to make the sentence. Okay, step 3, you're going to add a question in Spanish at the top of the slide. There will be an example a little farther down in just a second. All right, you're going to make a question in Spanish asking where is, and then the thing you're talking about. Where is the coffee mug? Where is el ratón, the little mouse? And back a little bit. All right, then you'll write a sentence using the verb estar and a preposition from slide 6, which is that one right there, okay? And then lastly, let's look at some examples to see what I'm talking about here, okay? I think there's one step in here I did not say, and that is where you're going to write the preposition in Spanish and in English. It's right here, okay? We're going to be writing those out as well. Okay, so let's start with, what did it say to start with? Put the photos in relation to each other. So you put a photo in here, all right? And I used the little niño here, and he is debajo de la silla. He is underneath la silla. And this time I did say silla and I didn't say table, because that's not a table, all right? So I also added the question in Spanish. I wanted to know, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde? Where? Está, you guys know está now, right? Is el niño. ¿Dónde está el lápiz? ¿Dónde está la computadora? All right, maybe I can take a picture of my desk and have you guys look at it because it's insane right now. I got stuff everywhere. ¿Dónde está el niño? So where is the little child, the kid? So you'll use the preposition you want here. You're going to be doing a couple of these, and you need to do them with prepositions, not ones that I already did, so your own ones. And then I wrote this sentence. El niño está debajo de la silla. All right, let's move on to the next example. And put me over here. All right, the next example is a question in Spanish. All right, so we have our question here. ¿Dónde está el lápiz? Is it el lápiz or is it la lápiz? El lápiz. ¿Dónde está el lápiz? All right, preposition, English, on top of, Spanish, encima de. All this stuff in red is stuff you're going to have to add in here. All right, so I have added the photo of a piece of paper and a pencil. Now you guys can put whatever you want in here as long as it's school appropriate. You could use your family members. They're on the bed. You could use your dog. You could say things from your house, like look at your little casita. Think about what things you have in your house. Where are they in relation to each other? So in this case, I have el lápiz está encima del papel. The pencil is on top of the paper. Remember when de and el come together, they create del, like the computadora, like the computer. All right. So now it's your turn. You're going to make a slide for 2 other prepositions. I'm not going to make you do all of them this time. These are a bit intense slides, so do your best, take your time. Do not use Google Translate. That's actually cheating, you know? That's like call home worthy of a call home, okay? You can look up one word at a time. You could look up those words at wordreference.com or SpanishDict.com. And I will put a template slide for you to use, but feel free to make it more colorful and creative. So if you look at these, this is bland as can be. All right. You can make it your own if you'd like. I'm totally fine with that. I just want to make sure you have all of these things. Do you have the photo? Do you have the question? Do you have the preposition in English and Spanish? And do you have a Spanish sentence? You don't need to write the sentence in Spanish. I speak Spanish. You don't need to make it in English. I can read that. Okay? So I think that is all we have today. So if you have cualquier pregunta, any questions, you can talk to me. You can envíame un correo electrónico or you can levanta la mano. But first, I want you to maybe ask the people around you, see if you can get some help from them. All right? Hasta luego y buena suerte, mis amigos.